Hey everybody, this is Andre here with the Kevin Breeze channel, and in this video, we're going to be doing a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A21 and the Apple iPhone 12. For more information about the pricing and availability of the devices, definitely check the link in the description. The link for the Samsung Galaxy A21 is going to take you right to the phone on Samsung's website, where a lot of the time, they have some great trade-in deals that you might not be able to find anywhere else. That being said, let's get started. So the Samsung Galaxy A21 has a 6.5-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 720p, a PPI of 270, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 79.3%. The iPhone 12 has a 6.1-inch OLED display with a resolution of 1170 by 2532, a PPI of 460, an aspect ratio of 19.5:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 86%. These displays definitely look really good. The Samsung Galaxy A21 obviously has a much larger display, but at the same time, the iPhone 12 has a better quality display. So it really depends on what your circumstances are. If you're doing a lot of content consumption or something like reading, then the Samsung Galaxy A21's larger display might come in handy. But if you're doing something like photo and video editing or gaming, then the iPhone 12 might be better for you since it has a much higher quality display. The Samsung Galaxy A21 has a hole punch for the front-facing camera that I think looks really nice, and this camera is 13 megapixels. The iPhone 12 has the front-facing camera right in this little notch right here, and this camera is 12 megapixels. The Samsung Galaxy A21 has 32 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion, and the iPhone 12 has 64 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion. So I would say storage-wise, for the most part, the iPhone 12 does have an advantage here. Sure, you can use microSD card expansion with the Samsung Galaxy A21 and not with the iPhone 12, but at the same time, you can't put apps on a microSD card. So if you have larger apps, then with the Samsung Galaxy A21, that's definitely going to be a problem because with 32 gigabytes, the system is taking up about half of that. So you're not going to get that much use out of it as far as apps go. Whereas with the iPhone 12, you're going to be able to store larger apps because it has double the internal storage of the Samsung Galaxy A21. Now there's no wireless charging on the Samsung Galaxy A21, but the iPhone does have wireless charging, so that's something to keep in mind if you like that feature. Both of these phones have face unlock, which is really nice, but the iPhone doesn't have a fingerprint scanner, whereas the Samsung Galaxy A21 does. This fingerprint scanner is located right here on the back. It's real convenient and easy to use as well. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of the fingerprint scanner to show you how it works. One more time. And as you can see there, it was really fast and responsive. No problems there, so it's nice that it has one, whereas the iPhone 12 doesn't have one at all. Taking a look at these camera setups, the Samsung Galaxy A21 has a 16 megapixel rear camera, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. The iPhone 12 has a 12 megapixel rear camera and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. So these two photos were both taken on the rear cameras of each phone. This one was taken by the Samsung Galaxy A21, and I do think it looks pretty impressive as far as quality goes. It is a little bit dim. The brightness is not quite the level of the iPhone 12, and I do think everything is a little better as far as detail and color goes on the iPhone 12 as well. But at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy A21 does not have a bad camera. It is really usable. These photos were taken with the ultra-wide. Same thing. It is pretty dim on the A21, whereas with the iPhone 12, the exposure is handled really well, and the colors are really balanced. Overall, the image is better on the iPhone 12, but still pretty good on the A21. These photos were taken with the front-facing camera of each phone. You can definitely tell the difference if you look really closely. So overall, I would say that although the Samsung Galaxy A21 does have a really good camera, the iPhone is just better. If you're using the phone for professional purposes like photography, I do know there are people who use iPhones for actual photography. I don't think you'd be able to do that with the Samsung Galaxy A21. If you're doing stuff casually like social media, something like Snapchat where the quality doesn't matter, or even on Instagram, anything like that, I think you should be fine with the Samsung Galaxy A21. But if it's important to you to get the best quality possible, then the iPhone 12 is going to be closer to that. Internally, the Samsung Galaxy A21 is getting 3 gigabytes of RAM with the MediaTek Helio P35 processor. We ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on this phone, and it came back with a single core score of 167 and a multi-core score of 1003. So this is definitely not the fastest phone out there. It is going to be able to do your basic activities pretty well. You can use the camera, of course, browse the web, do social media stuff, all that kind of thing. But when it comes to something like video editing and gaming, they require more power to do smoothly, then you're going to run into some trouble. The iPhone 12 has 4 gigabytes of RAM with the Apple A14 Bionic processor. We ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on this phone as well, and it came back with a single core score of 1591 and a multi-core score of 4089. So you can see here, the multi-core score of the iPhone is more than 4 times the multi-core score of the Samsung Galaxy A21. So there's definitely a huge difference in performance. If you're trying to do more intense things like photo and video editing and gaming, the iPhone's definitely going to do it better. But if you're doing basic activities, then you might not need the iPhone. And there is a huge price difference, so you will have to keep this in mind. Now, as far as the battery goes, the Samsung Galaxy A21 has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and the iPhone 12 has a 2815 milliamp hour battery. Now, this is definitely a huge difference as well. The Samsung Galaxy A21 is not only going to get more life per charge, but over time, as the battery degrades, it's not going to be as noticeable, whereas it will definitely be more noticeable with the iPhone. If you're on the go a lot and don't get the chance to plug your phone in but still have to use it throughout the day, you're definitely going to have a better experience with that with the Samsung Galaxy A21, because this phone is going to be able to handle constant use for a longer period of time than the iPhone 12 if you're not able to plug it in. Now, in conclusion, which of these devices is better? In almost all the specs, the iPhone 12 is definitely going to have the upper hand. Not only does it have a higher quality display, but it also has a much better camera and a much faster processor, and it has more internal storage as well. All huge advantages over the Samsung Galaxy A21. Where the Samsung Galaxy A21 does have an advantage is with the fingerprint scanner and having a much larger battery than the iPhone 12. But the real deciding factor between these two phones isn't so much which device is better in general, it's more which device is better for you. Because if you're not going to be using the features of the iPhone, if you're not going to do more demanding activities like photo and video editing and gaming, and if you don't care about the quality of the pictures that you take with it, and if you're not going to be putting a lot of apps on it and using up that storage, then the Samsung Galaxy A21 is most likely going to fit your needs better. And the reason that this really matters a lot is because there's such a huge price difference between these two phones. The iPhone 12 is so much more expensive that you really are not going to want to go spend all the money on the iPhone 12 and find out that you don't really use the features that much, and you could have been fine with the Samsung Galaxy A21. Again, if you want to get more information about the pricing and availability of the devices, definitely check the links in the description. The link for the Samsung Galaxy A21 will take you right to the phone on Samsung's website, where a lot of the time they'll have some great trade-in deals that you might not be able to find anywhere else. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.